Hello and welcome to the Sustainability Street podcast. My name is Becky Toll, Managing Director of Crowberry Consulting Ltd, enabling sustainable futures. Today we will be discussing ISO 2012-1, the only international standard that is dedicated to businesses that are in the event supply chain that want to externally validate their actions and management system are working towards improving the event sustainability performance. And later on, we have a special guest. We'll be hearing from Hannah Jardine, who works for Ignition DG. The international standard ISO 2012-1 event sustainability is a framework to ensure that all elements of the event lifecycle from planning, delivery and decommissioning take into account social, environmental and economic risk and opportunities. We have worked with a range of businesses and events since 2007 on this standard, ranging from football with UEFA for the Euros in 2016, the London 2012 Olympics, to event stand fitters, graphic design companies, exhibition service companies and a range of venues across Europe and as far away as Thailand. I would say that any business, small or large, in any way associated with events, be these cultural, sport, music, exhibitions and more, can work towards achieving this standard. To give a more appropriate image to what we're talking about today, listeners, I've asked Hannah at Ignition DG to give us a breakdown of their processes and, from a practical point of view, what is actually involved in working towards this standard.
To achieve this standard, you need to have a passion for sustainability. Ignition is an independent, women-owned SME specialising in the design and production of exceptional exhibitions, events and experiences around the world. Sustainable thinking is embedded in our culture. It is not, of course, our core business, but it has nonetheless been an integral part of our practice, process and ethics from the outset. Ignition was founded on the principle of balancing people and planet with profit whilst delivering great work for our clients. We have always been against the industry's typical build and burn nature. Achieving ISO 21221 came about as our chairwoman, Claire Menzies, had a seat on the Temporary Materials Forum for the London Olympics 2012 Steering Committee, and here she helped to create the world's first ever zero waste to landfill games. Unsurprisingly, Claire wanted her own company to gain the ISO 21221 certification for event sustainability management, and we became the first exhibitions, events and experiential agency to do so, and we have held the standard for just over 9 years now. A lot of hard work goes into this standard each year, and we have a dedicated integrated management system team in place who work tirelessly towards maintaining all our ISO standards, as we are also 14001 and 9001 certified. The day-to-day management of our system is run by myself as IMS Project Manager, and I report into our CEO Samantha Rowe, who heads up the team. We also have a quality manager and a health and safety manager, and together we look after our sustainability agenda, setting improvement goals and ensuring continual progress to be more sustainable financially, culturally and socially.
Similarly to Ignition DG, my company Crowberry Consulting is also a female women-owned business, and I can attest to the struggles that come along with making waves in the world of sustainability, which is why it's absolutely incredible and fantastic to see that Ignition DG has had so much well-deserved success from their work in this field.
The Queen's Award for Enterprise and Sustainable Development is an awards programme aimed at recognising British businesses who excel at sustainable development. It represents the very highest and most prestigious of official UK awards. 220 British businesses received the award in 2020. The Sustainable Development category, however, only contained 19 winners nationally, so we are incredibly proud to be of that number. Since setting up Ignition in 2007, we've sought to do things differently, more responsibly, more thoughtfully, and with greater environmental care. Our ethos of sustainability extends to all employees as well as our clients and partners, and gaining this award has proven our dedication to this cause. Our application demonstrated that Ignition's overall aim has always been to make a positive difference, not just locally but internationally. We not only want to make a difference through the work we do, but to set good business practice standards and strive to change perceptions. Caring is good business. In our submission, we talked in depth about our commitments to the UN Sustainable Development Goals in terms of carbon reduction, reuse, education and knowledge sharing of our practices, support for education initiatives in developing countries, and well-being of our staff. We know that sustainability is essential, not a luxury, and we have proven that our business operations work to ensure that we meet present needs without compromising the future of the environment. We are dedicated to taking responsibility for the fact that our work has direct and indirect consequences, and we try our best to offset anything unavoidable. We are currently carbon neutral for Scope 1 and 2 of the Greenhouse Gas Protocol and hope to be completely carbon neutral by the end of 2021. The Queen's Award creates a strong platform from which to leverage our future business vision, which is to seek out other businesses who share our values and ethics, and to work with them as clients and as consultants or suppliers. For our staff, the news of the award was an incredible morale booster, with a strong halo effect for all those associated with the business. We are very much looking forward to the visit of the Lord Lieutenant to our offices for the official presentation of the award and, of course, the raising of the flagpole.
The awareness of the ISO 2012-1 standard does need to grow. To find out more information and learn about the ISO 2012-1 standard, we do have a new online training course titled Fundamentals and Introduction to ISO 2012-1, which can be purchased through our website www.crowburyconsultant.com/training. We are very aware that during the pandemic, online training has become very appealing, so our course features a case study of the London 2012 Olympics and interactive workshops that the delegates can complete as well. Everyone who does this course will receive a certificate for continual professional development. I have been very lucky to audit many innovative and creative events, including football, music, expos, and the Olympics. I was involved in auditing a music festival in Belgium where they had a bar where the beer was kept cold by the customers cycling on bikes attached to the refrigerant pump. If they cycled for 30 minutes, they got a free drink, which I thought was fairly innovative. I also visited a decoration show in London where an exhibitor had made artwork from the discarded silkworm cocoons. Many venues have also now switched to using vegetable-based cutlery, including cups, plates, knives and forks, so that they can be composted at the end of their use. Some more simple innovations include delegates taking a train or a bus to the event venue and presenting their travel tickets to receive money off a cup of coffee at the exhibition. With the explosion of smartphones, a lot of events now have event apps, so no more need to produce show guides or event guides and wasting reams of paper and ink. Also, many venues have invested in renewable technologies such as heat pumps, solar panels, and the recycling of rainwater to flush toilet systems. There are so many ways event organisers and event venues and suppliers can innovate, as we have heard previously from Ignition DG regarding their stands.
A key innovation for us was originally the design of a lightweight modular exhibition kit, which can be repurposed, reconfigured, and is suitable for all venues, varying exhibit booth sizes and interchangeability between client sub-brands. Our portfolio of sustainable kits supports 100% reuse. On average, a kit's life expectancy is over 10 years, providing clients with an excellent return on investment. We source sustainable and environmentally friendly products and hold an inventory of all reusable, adaptable components. At end of life, all kit is recycled in an environmentally friendly way. We are currently now working on producing a 100% recycled material prototype kit, which is also able to be repurposed and reconfigured with 100% reuse and life expectancy of 6 years. Also, because of the current global pandemic and the inability to travel, which is obviously a key component of the global events industry, we, like many others, have had to pivot towards the digital world. By bringing together our expertise in exhibitions, events and digital, we are now able to create compelling brand experiences, whether in person, pure virtual, or a hybrid combination of both. The power and importance of face-to-face connections remains as strong as ever, however, and although the pandemic will leave a lasting impact on the attitudes and behaviour of consumers, we know physical exhibits will return. As a result, we have taken the time to reimagine how a physical booth will be designed and used moving forward and have created a booth of the future. This bridges the gap between live and virtual events with a true hybrid or phygital offer. Some of the features of the booth include a circular demarcation system, creating a natural single-direction flow with ample space and clear wayfinding. We also include the very latest technology to utilise touch-free or gesture-based interactions. Consideration has also been given to ensuring the booth is clean and hygienic, with features such as UV lights discreetly located around high-contact areas, which can be activated overnight to ensure surfaces are fully sanitised and safe. We have also included an auditorium where guest speakers can present in person with a live two-way feed to the virtual experience. We hope we can build the real thing for our clients very soon.
British business is genuinely innovative during this pandemic with a low carbon future in mind. The UK has now passed a law that we all need to work towards net carbon zero by 2050, which is 30 years away. Many companies are not going to wait that long. Many are working towards 2030. The first place to start is to calculate the business carbon footprint and your event carbon footprint. Businesses need to establish a baseline year to work off and apply a carbon conversion calculator that is free to download from DEFRA. This calculator can work out your mileage, electricity, gas, water, waste, and much, much more into CO2 equivalents. Once this information is known, an organisation or a business can then set reduction targets as part of their ISO. If they cannot reduce the CO2 completely, they may have to use carbon offset strategies to absorb what is left over. There are now many different carbon offset providers that operate to verified gold standards. There is also an option to plant trees or invest in renewables, and we can advise businesses as to which options to consider and to go for. So ISO 2012-1 can help to provide improvements around your social impact.
Our commitment to future sustainable growth is not only internal to our company, but it's also within the wider business community. ISO 21221 helps us to achieve our commitment through goal setting and encouraging continuous improvement. Firstly, internally, we consider our employees to be our most valuable asset. We treat them as such via our onboarding programme, encouraging progression, offering and sponsoring social activities, and providing a wellbeing programme which consists of flexi-time, work-from-home days, paid-for charity input days, and paid-for boot camps. Even in lockdown, these have been running virtually. Strong employee relations have a positive impact on growth. People who feel motivated and engaged in the workplace demonstrate higher productivity and create better results. Our recent internal employee opinion survey showed an 11% rise in those who strongly agreed with the statement, "I enjoy working here," compared to the previous survey taken, and a 21% rise in those who strongly agreed with the statement, "There is someone at work who encourages my development, so we know our social programme is working." To support the wider business community, we dedicate time and money to charitable causes. We recently supported a programme to educate and improve economic opportunities for children in Kenya by sponsoring a child through 3 years of schooling via the Lua Education Programme. This programme gives access to quality teaching and facilities and enables greater economic opportunities. We also dedicate time to local charities, setting annual targets of £2,000 for an employee-nominated charity. Julian Trust is this year's charity, which supports the homeless people of Bristol. We connect regularly with suppliers to ensure that they are working to the same sustainable principles we maintain. We knowledge share with our policies and processes and make sure they do the best they can. The company dedicates design hours to work on our new booth prototypes that I mentioned previously. Sam, our CEO, also personally has taken time out to give presentations using her 13 years industry-leading experience in this field to inspire other organisations to be more sustainable through practical how-to presentations given at national congresses. Our chairwoman, Claire, shares best practice with RSA members to help businesses put people and planet before profit. And I personally sit on ESSA's board of directors and are in the process of initialising sustainability and diversity working groups open to all ESSA members with the strapline to enable members to do it better. In addition to achieving the Queen's Award for Enterprise and Sustainable Development, Ignition was also awarded Sustainable Organisation of the Year 2020 at IEMA's Sustainability Impact Awards against very stiff competition. ISO 21221 encourages us to have firm future commitment to supporting all of these initiatives, all of which assist our employees and the wider community socially.
The standard also includes showing the risk and opportunities from a social perspective. Events don't work without people. A key element of the standard are the 4 core values of stewardship, transparency, integrity, and inclusivity. This means that the business has to show these values in action for their events. Clearly, inclusivity is a key objective for events, making them as open and accessible to all as is possible. This could mean offering venues that are more mobile friendly for visitors in wheelchairs and people with visual and hearing impairments. It also means translating key event materials into different languages, providing online tools such as show apps, and respecting different faiths, different backgrounds and different cultures. Many venues, for example, now offer prayer rooms and different menu choices that show allergen information, for example. It is very much possible for events to measure their social impact and to statistically show the community engagement and positive impacts that they may have made. Measurement of event impact is a key element of the ISO 21221 standard. The standard asks you to follow a series of clauses which state the organisation shall, which means you have to do that bit. For example, the business or organisation will have to produce a sustainable development policy and a statement of purpose and values. They will need to determine the risk and opportunities and also create a list of sustainability issues and put criteria to these issues. After that, they will need to set objectives, targets, and action plans to deliver a genuinely sustainable event. These targets are often linked to key performance indicators, which can be used to monitor and measure the progress that is being made. A vital part of the standard is to internally audit all of the processes and check they are working. You cannot achieve the standard without doing internal audits. And finally, a management review needs to be held to assess and review all of the key areas of implementation to ensure continuous improvements. We at Crowbury Consulting have a set of templates which includes manuals, standard operating procedures and forms, including draft policies that our customers can purchase. We can help to implement the standard either remotely using Zoom or Microsoft Teams or face-to-face once the pandemic has passed. We have over 13 years' experience of supporting businesses with this international standard, and we're very happy to help. That brings us to the end of our podcast on ISO 21221 Sustainable Events with Becky Toll from Crowbury Consulting and Hannah Jardine from Ignition DG Ltd based in Bristol, an amazing sustainability company doing a lot of great things to support event sustainability. We wish them well, and thanks for listening, guys, to the Sustainability Street podcast. Be sure to follow us and join in our next instalment. If you'd like to get in touch to discuss anything in this episode or the previous ones, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook under the handle @Crowbury Consulting and also @Crowbury Energy. So thanks very much